Welcome to the Wolf Shade Podcast, episode 42. It's been a while since I came at people with a double header. My name is Anthony, aka Wolf Shade. I am the owner slash confidant of the Wolf Shade Podcast. I hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, I'm coming at you with episode 42 of the podcast. And what not to bring it with a good episode, with an awesome episode with a very good friend of mine who's been, busy doing her thing, but she's been awesome, dominating off and on her Instagram with the anime stuff. Her name is Miss Aurora Rose, and you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Steph. I like dressing up like a cow. I'm a little nervous, but we're here. We're good. Always try to bring good vibes and cosplay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with bringing good vibes and everything because I try to bring people with good vibes as much as I can and just be like, okay, let's bring this person on because I've been trying to get you on here for a good minute. Like I said it's no rush because it's like what 6 months in the making, but we in here now having a good
We
time.
here.
But yeah, we here having a good time. But how you doing now?
I have this saying, it's called life be lifin', and that's how life is going right now. You have the typical things that pop up and a lot of things you have to be adapting to, but just try to go with the flow and keep a positive mindset because that's all you can do sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Always got to keep a positive mindset no matter where you go. It's a pain in the ass with me, but it happens. But how's life been treating you in regards to your work? Because I know you do art stuff as well.
Yeah, so my personal freelance is going great, I would say. I started working with Weeb Night, WEEB, not WEED. Um, It has been really fun. I honestly started as a photographer for my friend Sith Shinobi, who is a DJ, and I progressed into taking photos of other DJs, and now I go to the events and take photos of cosplayers. Amazing crowd shots. I saw this amazing Metapod cosplay, like armor and shield and everything, and it was such a creative take on Pokemon. And yeah, I'm just like trying to do fun projects here and there that, you know, I could feel proud saying, "Hey, I did this. I took these pictures and they came out great and my client's happy, I'm happy." And yeah.
That's what's up. Um, how long you did photography? I believe I asked this before, but I never asked the full story length of that. So, like, how long you been doing photography?
So I technically started photography when I took a photography class in college. Granted, the college class wasn't very in depth. We basically watched videos and we had someone who had a photography background kind of judge our work. And I was very new to everything. Really, what helped me get to the next level was like practice and trying to like find my art style. I would say for anyone trying to get into photography, kind of like share how you see the world is how I would say it. Um, Anyone can take a picture on their phone, but you have the ability to make your photo the way you want it. Like you can choose the angle of it, the height, the point of view, like the colors in the background. And really you can give it the personality that you want to give it. So, yeah, I think it's good just to jump in there and kind of like let your mind roam into what your vision is and over time develop it and fine tune it and see where it takes you.
Mhm. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, and then kind of like the photography aspect. I mean, as an artist myself, I mean, I don't do the photography aspect as much as you do, but I do tend to like try to get some like badass shots of like, me at least trying to look good at least. It doesn't work out all the time, but it's just like just drawing and just trying to like put my ideas from my head onto a canvas or paper. It's really such a good experience to learn about and everything, and actually just having fun with that. And when it comes to photography, I also know you from talking to you over the year. We're both avid anime lovers and stuff like that. You kind of like gain influence from that specific thing, like for your photography, or you just do it like because you want to, I would say, have a career in it, or it seems fun to you.
You know, it's honestly not like the anime background helps because you can get really creative, but honestly, I try to draw inspiration from everything. I feel like nowadays social media is an abundance of like things you can take in, but really it's you can find inspiration from, doing something you don't usually do. Like if you take a walk down the park and you sit there and you look at some ducks and you're feeling the air and you're just like, I feel like an old lady, but also this is really calming and tranquil. And like you can form a picture of that scene to capture like the calmness and the tranquility and the feeling that you're feeling through the photo. Um, it's stuff like that. And when you have cosplayers, it's amazing because, a great cosplay on camera is like, wow, I'm actually taking a picture of this character and it feels great. It's like I one of the things that I would like to do is a compilation of like all these different characters in photos and like make manga panels out of them. That would be really fun.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Coming from a manga artist myself, I never really like thought at photography, like, when it comes to anime and manga panels and stuff like that, because when it comes to that specific asset, I keep telling people, like, just getting the photography angles of that specific manga panel is not easy because as an avid lover of, certain back in the day animes, obviously an avid lover of Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, and all of them, it's like a lot of like different a lot of a lot of different things, a lot of different manga panels are like very hard to replicate from photography. Because like the funny thing, I can't smash somebody's face into the ground and replicate that exact scene. I can't do that. I can't set nobody on fire. I mean, you got like visual effects and stuff like that, but you you can't set people on fire. Like you can't do this, you can't do that. It's just like okay, but like photography is good, but it's just like it's a lot of things are very hard to replicate. That's why I applaud the people that can replicate that very good too. And it's just like, oh boy, I'm so lucky I didn't take a photography class. I would have at least been like, no, we got to do this angle just like this panel. I don't care what anybody says. I'm so picky because, like, I know as a photographer from your experience, if you just like you want that specific shot, it's pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going for something really specific, it can be a lot of work, but you can also change the way that you go about taking photos, and try to see if you can get what you want through like candid sort of photos too. Because really it is like the energy of the subject is so important for the photo.
Hmm.
It's like we
Yeah,
can only do so much with our angles and like, aperture and depth of field and stuff, but really it's the subject that puts the piece together.
mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. And you kind of do like appointments and stuff at conventions as well, because I know from the conventions we was at, and then I remember because you was at Colossal Con, right, last year.
Yes, I was. Yep.
Yep, I missed you like 6 times at Colossal Con because like I was in my pink Deadpool costume. If you saw a pink Deadpool costume at the pool, and a bunch of and people was like, we was taking pictures. A bunch of people was like, he's gonna get a costume, but I didn't care. I was just like looking all cute and stuff. I was having a blast. I was like,
Yes.
I'm gonna look cute in this pink costume. And then I seen a girl with a Pikachu thing. I don't know if you had your Pikachu ears on, but I seen a lot of them have on Pikachu ears that weekend. And I was like, let me borrow one book. And I was like little cute Deadpool Pikachu and stuff. I was like, I did not care. I was having fun, but yeah, Colossal Con was it was a different ball game. But
Was it your
I
first
was
time?
no.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
So when it comes to these cons, it's just like, yeah, some of these cons I will go on going all the time. It's just the year before I missed it. And I would count last year as my 10th one because like if Otakon this year will be my 21st.
Wow.
And then Kasacon was my ninth Kasacon, and then Osacon since it started in 2013, this will be despite the pandemic, this will be my ninth one. So it was like, okay, we could do this, we could do that, we can, do this. So I'm been in like the con scene for a while, but it's just like I'm the type of person that never started taking pictures of myself at cons with other people till like literally 2022. Because I don't know. I wasn't as big in the cosplay community as I am now. And because I told my friends who's in the cosplay community, I was like, if I'm being in the cosplay community, I'm probably gonna be the type of person that be mindful of certain people. So that's the type of person I am. Because like
Hmm.
for me, I tell people they'd be like, you don't have to be rude. I was like, you know how easy it is to notice a jackass in the cosplay community? It is way too easy.
Hmm.
So because I was talking about that with our good friend one time, and I was just like, look, I know you, so I know I was like, this may sound weird. I was like, I'm protective of you. That's just me. Cause like with a con PSA real quick, because I always say this in my episodes, it's just like people don't realize that people don't know certain boundary levels that people are trying to obtain with other people. It's just
Hmm.
like, okay. I always let people know. I was like, okay, if I let you know what I'm gonna do with you too many times, that's what I'm gonna do. Just like how I said with you, like when we went to that party at Otakon, I was like, I'll meet you here. You know how many times I told you that?
Hmm.
At least 16 times. I
Yeah.
was like, I was telling people, I was like, if a person, male or female, don't tell you as many times, tell you that they're gonna do this at least more than once, don't trust that person. And like this is just a podcast, like a cosplay TSA, but it's just like I always want people to be mindful of people that they interact with and everything too. Because like I dealt my fair share of people that I quite almost sent to the hospital, and you know, you know, like we both dealt with our fair share of stuff like that too. Not bringing the stuff you dealt with, but we dealt with our fair share of people too. Because I was just bringing it up because like with you at the party, I was like I was way too protective. That's why I was saying I'm sorry if I'm way too protective of you. That's just how I am.
No, you're fine. Yeah. You
I
mean
was just
well. That's what matters.
here's the thing. You, my friend Lorena, Cassandra, everybody else say that, and they was like, I was like, you may say that, and I'm grateful for you saying that. But there's a lot of people that when I do this, male or female that do this, they think that's weird. You know, the term obviously, nice guys finish last, right? I'm
I've
gonna be,
heard
I'm gonna be,
it.
I'm gonna be nice to you regardless if you're nice to me. Like I'm not gonna Aaron Yeager you for no reason, even though I love the design of the character. I'm not that fucked up. I'd rather just be there for you through thick and thin and everything. Like obviously we busy as a motherfucker, but yeah, we always keep in contact with each other.
Hmm.
So because like you know me, I'm not the type of person to just be like, oh, when's she gonna message me back, man? Fuck this. I'm gonna block her on Instagram. Like you know me already. And then when you message me, I remember one time you messaged me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, is that her? Oh, let me reply back real quick. I was so happy. but but off topic, I just had to put that out there. But it's just like I'm not that picky as much people think. Do I have tremendous anger issues when it comes to a lot of certain things? Yes, I do. But that's only when I provoke. That's it. Because if you provoke somebody I'm close with, because the next person I hear that hurts you, they're gonna get these hands.
They're gonna catch them.
I like to try to get these hands now because I'm a wrestling fan, but you have been look at me glossing to you right now, but like you have been like 2023 was crazy, but you have been a goddamn blessing and a rock to a lot of people. And I don't think that you, and I hope you realize that. It's just like I've seen a lot of stuff that goes on in your Instagram stories, and like personally for me to you, I never want you to doubt yourself like that. And like I want you to just continue being the kind spirited echelons that you are. Because if somebody hurts you again, I'm a fuck them up. I'm just letting you know. Because you are an amazing individual. That's just how I see you as. And I'm sure everybody including those you close with would think the otherwise too. And keep in mind I made posters on my IG, just letting you know. But like you are an amazing individual. Never doubt yourself. Because I will say this, and this is a brutally honest podcast. I've noticed that a lot lately that you've been doing that. And I don't want you to feel like that you're not worth anything. Because to me and to other people, you are worth over 9,000% of a lot of things. Keep believing in yourself. You got this.
I really appreciate that because, I try to live life kind of like you. You're a nice guy because you're a nice person, and I try to be nice too because I feel like that's what we should do, especially in our cosplay community, that has some sort of drama, it has some sort of stuff going on, but I feel like people like us can come forth and, make things better because we should be a community. We should be sticking up for each other and helping each other out and being protective of each other. Some people's protection level might be up here, some people are down here. They don't need much, but regardless, like I just think it's good for us to listen to each other, try to talk to each other. Honestly, it's nice to hear that I have made an impact on you because life was very hard, and I got to a point where I felt like if I don't make a change and try to put good in the world and put the stuff that I've been through, all the hurt to the side to like try to make things better, I just don't think I would be here. You know, and changing my mindset and growing and trying to kind of figure out who I am and being proud of who I am is it's really a journey, like self-love is, not to get into so many other things, but like self-love is can be very hard, especially when you didn't have the foundations growing up to like feel that confidence and self-esteem within yourself. I was a person who was bullied and, I really didn't have a lot of confidence growing up. And I carried it through my adulthood. And then I realized, like, I may not be, like a high school student getting bullied because I'm wearing a Naruto headband anymore because these things are cool now. But I can at least like do my part in the people that I know now to make them feel safe, to make them feel like confident within themselves and happy. And whenever I meet people at conventions, I don't try to talk to them like, hey, I'm a cosplayer. I'm just like, you're a person and I'm a person. And like, let's get to know each other and like, you know, get to the real stuff, because we are real people and we go through real things and we shouldn't shy away from it and shouldn't shy away from expressing it because that's how we kind of get isolated and feel lonely. So I think reaching out to people and talking and hopefully communicating is a way that we can make the community a better place.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because like when you said the exact same thing to me when I first met you, and I figured that you was BSing heavily because I was like, hmm? You out of all people, you don't believe in yourself? I don't get that vibe from you. Because like I get the certain things that you dealt with, which I won't bring up and everything, like certain things that you dealt with kind of just like ruin that self-confidence a little bit. I get that point of view where it's just like, I'm the type of person that you usually just, use situations that I dealt with at a level head and kind of just put that behind me, even though something or someone is bound to bring it up eventually. But I mean, you're not wrong on that because the cosplay community be having, heavy drama for no apparent reason. It's just like, okay, the moment I found out that I'm in this drama or something like that, somebody's about to get in trouble. But I try not to like echelon myself with everything like that. And it's just like, okay, I do this. I do this for my fans. I do this for my family. I do this for my friends. I do this for you. I do this for people that actually want to see good things happen to good people. And
Mhm.
like, I want the best for everybody. Because like, the only reason I do this is because I want people to get influenced that maybe want to go for the same stuff as you do, and just be like, hey, this person said I could do this too. Like, I don't expect fame. I don't expect this. I don't expect that. It's just like, do I want to get some cool guests on here? Sure, yes. I want to talk to anybody about their story and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I also have respect for certain boundaries and everything too, just to make sure, be like, okay, I know not to do this, to talk about this, to talk about that. How about we, you know, at least focus on being a more positive mindset now? Because like, that's why I kind of use my art, for example, because I believe you do art too, if I'm not mistaken.
Um, I'm not as a talented illustrator such as yourself, but I do dabble in video media content and photography and a little bit of illustration, but I'm nowhere near as talented as you.
I've seen your stuff. You cannot say you're not as talented.
Well, you totally take the cake when it comes to illustration and creating
You
your
have
own manga.
you
That
you
is
you you
amazing.
have you have your own shop. I don't. And listen, I got so many t-shirt ideas that I could do, but it's like, you cannot tell me, you got your own shop. Like, that's the plan for me when I'm like getting like certain stuff. But like, that wise, I think you take the cake on that. I mean, I'm not going to say like, you know, I'm not going to discredit myself and everything and just be like, oh, okay, this is something, that I know I could better myself is, because like, as an artist for a long time, I know it's a lot that I can better myself on. And it's not like, this is not a perfect world that we live in and everything. Like, how people go through how people go through people go through bad, like, let's say friendships, relationships, all this other stuff, like and just everything. It's just like, we kind of just use those as quote unquote learning experiences. And yeah, it's just like, we got to keep pushing and everything regardless of what people may think, because people can think whatever they want about us or whatever. That's fine. And because I remember when I forgot who that girl was, but she gave me some advice, and I was just like, I may be drunk right now, but I'll take that advice. And I've been taking her advice since then. Because like people don't understand me. I don't drink a lot, but me and alcohol get along very well for some odd reason.
That's me and tequila.
I love tequila with a passion, because like, I remember one time me and my boys just went shit. We um we just played golf, and then one guy was like, I got some random tequila here. You would just want to take shots and just play golf at the same time. The moment we played that one golf game, we could not finish that. I was like, I'm never drinking and playing golf with you jackasses ever
That was
again.
sabotage.
No, tequila just brings out the worst in me. It's like a good worst. I don't like, it's not like a do dumb shit worst. It's just like a good worst. Because like, if I'm drunk, I would just be like, mm, 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 mm. But it's like how I am with all my Anime Alliance parties, and shout out to them that I always go to on my Instagram, because like, they supposed to be doing something on I know they're gonna be doing something for Ocon, so we probably be at that one. But it's like, they always be doing that. I was like, if I do some dumb stuff, be sure to let me know. It's just like, I just like to have fun with my friends, and then like sure, if I get some drinks and stuff like that, I'll have a blast with that. But at the end of the day, it's like okay, like how is this gonna go? How is this gonna affect me? Like I'll be thinking about those type of things from time to time, and stuff like that. And then obviously like the main camaraderie character that you always cosplay as Pikachu, but like about Pikachu, like what's something like your favorite animes besides Pokemon that you like to look at?
Um, okay, so Death Note is definitely so iconic. I actually didn't watch it up until like 2 years ago. It was always that anime that I would put off on a rainy day, and I'm so glad because I watched it at a time where I was like, man, no anime's really sticking with me. And then I just dove into Death Note deeply, and I was so invested in light versus L and
Yeah.
like the themes that were going on, the symbolism at the end of the anime. I can't really spoil it, but it was just really well made. Um a lot of plot twists that I wasn't expecting from an anime. Some things like did disappoint me, but I think I respected the anime more because it went at a way that I did not expect.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I could actually say the same thing about Attack on Titan. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I, I was genuinely very confused getting towards the end because I was like, who is the good guy here? But it was like a cycle that all made sense in the end when you watched it. And I actually picked up and dropped Attack on Titan 6 times because I just struggled getting past the second season. I personally did not like Aaron too much as a character. I didn't know because I remember when it first came out and I was like, I don't know what it is about him that I don't really like, but it's something. And then when I finally skipped around and got to the third season towards the end, and I was like, oh, I get it now. It's all coming together.
And the funny thing, honestly, about that, I kind of noticed that during the first season. I was like, okay, he's saying all this and like how he wants to say his family and stuff like that. I was like, well, I feel like something is going to have him shift completely around, and I was right. I was like, oh goodness, because I was a manga reader back then, and I was just like, oh boy, I hate when I was freaking right because even though I like the energetic Aaron from back then, I love the empathic asshole that he was in the I guess the pre-ending of season three into the final season. I was like, because like I was telling people that's a prime example of when you just have enough. And I was like, he gave people a bunch of chances. It's not like an answer to why he killed a lot of people, but it's just like he gave the government a lot of chances of what he was going to do, and then no matter what answer they gave, it was going to go back to them. So he was like, okay, I'll just do it myself. I understand that point of view. I don't stand by the killing innocence part because not everybody has something to do with what he was talking about. Do I think he should have won? Yes, I think he should have won, but it's just like you became this powerful titan just to have your friends kill you. That never made sense to me. But at the end of the day, I don't write the story. But it's just like, okay, I get what they meant by that now. And then like Mikasa, I was just like, girl, you can find somebody else. It's not that hard.
Oh my God, that was one of the more frustrating parts of the anime for me because
You probably went
Mikasa just
crazy.
needed to say, "Hey, Aaron, I love you. Oh my God." And maybe he would have had like, I don't know, just a little bit of empathy to not kill innocent people and innocent children. And, there's the scene where they're all sharing drinks and stuff and laughing with these people who, I forget, they're like in a tent and stuff, and they're all having a great time. And then they all end up dying anyways because of the Titans. And it's just like, man, ugh.
You think that would
You
really
didn't want
stop
it.
him?
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have stopped them, but it's just like those little moments that it's like if maybe if maybe like there was a little bit of some love in there for him, he would have not been as harsh with everything that he did. Um did he do it to basically saved the people he loved and cared about, yes, but it was just a really big price to pay in general. But I can understand, like, there's horrible people in the world, and if you had the chance, like, would you get rid of all the people, um, even the good ones, or would you like let the world run chaotically as it does? It's a lot to think about, it's deep.
Yeah, but the main like question is it's like even that he got rid of the powers, the war is still going on regardless. You know,
Hmm.
like people gotta realize that okay, no matter what powers come to play, humans are still gonna be the necessary root of evil. And like
I
that's what
think
people.
the end credits depicted that perfectly, really, because I don't know if you remember, there was like the gravestone, and then the tree that was there, and basically time flying, and you see war, and then destruction, and then war again, and then things, it's just like a cycle. It's like it was a very interesting way to show that either way bad things are gonna happen, and either way like good things are gonna happen. And I don't know, I really like anime that depict like cycles and stuff like that, which is why I'm a big fan of like Death Note and stuff like that, things that make you think.
Yeah, I kind of try to do that as an author too, because as an author, I keep telling people it's not really easy to incorporate real life things
Hmm.
into certain animes because if you're trying to write a story that depicts, war is like very bad or war is like that necessary root of evil, it's like it's not hard. It's very easy to explain that from multiple perspectives, but from a personal perspective, it's not really that hard because like with Aaron, or I'm gonna say one of my characters from Prime Example, is like, his brother now is now responsible for a lot of things that are going on. Back then, he wasn't. He's pretty much cleaned up all the messes. And then, the mess that he cleaned up, he kind of think to himself a little bit. It's just like, okay, was he really right? Like, it's like, okay, he took care of the messes that his brothers caused. It is just like, okay, is he really right? Like, was this type of thing a necessity to take care of, to add on? And it's just like any villains that my character killed is just like what's the what's the purpose of feeling victory when they had a justifiable reason for their actions? It's just a lot of innocent people were came to play. The reason I had to take you down, it's just like they were right, but at the end, at what cost? And it's like, okay, some people see him as a hero, but it's a lot of people in the story that sees him as a villain more than the other people. But it's just like I can't stand by innocents getting killed. That's not my that's not my interpretation of things, because that doesn't help anybody out at all. And that kind of like goes along the lines of what you were saying about like story writing and Death Note and everything too, because a lot of animes like talk about that, but I think like a lot of animes have like a hard time just explaining like war in general, because war in general is never easy to discuss, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's really nice when you find an anime that, has that sense of realism into things, because in war, it's like war doesn't just happen because there's a bad guy and a good guy. It's a conflict between two groups that think that they're right in their own way, and it gets pretty ugly, it nobody really wins in war, and that's one of the themes that we see in Attack on Titan. Nobody really won. It's like kind of at what cost, like Mikasa got to live, some scouts got to live, but now what?
Yeah, I agree with that point. It's just like a moral compass of just like, okay, like, why am I doing this if I don't sense no satisfaction from it, because it's never easy to discuss and all that, because like in my manga, that's why I try to include as many moments of these type of things as an example because like after each battle my character like goes through, it's just like it's no battle without emotional trauma. It's like okay, you can't face a person without understanding their story first. It's just like okay, this person is doing this because of this, and it's just like okay, and he's just like thinking okay, they're defeated, they're done, but like did I messed up at a cost because like okay, I can do this and it may be not a sort of helpful way to take control of a lot of things. So I try my best to explain that. It's just like that's why I try to explain emotions and relationships differently because like I hate with a passion just making ships for some random reason. Like I'm not the Ruby fan base, like I'm not the My Hero Academia fan base, like I'm not any of those fan bases. It's just like people don't understand in order to build a story or a relationship between two characters, you have to have build up. I
Hmm.
like don't get me wrong, some build ups may be a slow process, but you can't explain a story about a character or something or how this character got this without build up. And that's what Attack on Titan and Death Note kind of did perfectly. And that's what I would say Rurouni Kenshin and Yu Yu Hakusho kind of did perfectly too, because you can't have anything without you can't have anything without build up, if that makes sense. That, that's what comes to play. And then like when it comes to, that type of thing, because I know we talked about your shop and all of that stuff. Was there anything that like any animes that kind of get you an influence like for your shopping, like just drawing in general? Because you say that I'm better, but trust me, you got a hell of an art style.
Um, hmm. Well, I I like lighthearted stuff too, you know? It's interesting because 'cause I'm so into, like, the deepness and realism and seriousness of an anime, but also I really like fun and quirky anime, like, one of my favorite animes that I feel like is underrated is The Disastrous Life of Psyche K.
That's a good one.
It's it's on Netflix and it's on the premise of this guy who is a psychic and he has all these abilities and he still gets caught up in drama from high school because he can read everybody's mind and it's like it's pretty funny the way that you get yourself into situations without really trying to. And I feel like I adapted the art style of like colorfulness, but also it's I feel like every project that I do has its own theme. So like for a guy, typically I would do something more like Baki style, Dragon Ball Z style really is like the emphasis I would go for. So I would like if I'm taking pictures, emphasis on muscles and like, badass shit. But if we're taking pictures of a girl,
You like lighthearted stuff.
yeah, it would be more like on the side of like magical girl related things. Um some of my favorite magical girl shows have been like Mew Mew Power or Tokyo Mew Mew. Um it was very cute growing up. I one of the first animes I ever watched was Mermaid Melody. Very colorful, very cute, singing and like everything has its own style. I also like shooting funny things. So like I have a friend who is Master Roshi and
Mhm.
he likes to go around taking photos kind of like
Yeah.
he's trying to grab the cosplayers, right? And he gets really into character with that. And I just think it's really cool to be able to take a photo where, you're like, that is Master Roshi. Like, look at the way he's standing, look at the way he's gawking over these females. Like, it's great.
I mean, for me, I kind of like I do have funny moments like that, but I try not like to focus on it because like I try to like explain like a character with a serious messed up background, but it's just like including those funny moments are like fun to do sometimes and everything. But it's like finding the originality in those type of things isn't easy, but it's just like, oh, you got a dude being the perv the cosplayers that, and all this other stuff too. It's like, it's not the type of sentiment I want to leave for, readers and stuff like that. And obviously every anime character has that type of moment. And it's just like it's like I had the particular moments and stuff like that where that stuff happens to him. And it's just like, I mean, you did it first, so I'm not really at fault for this, but it's okay. And it's just like, it's like he's not really an emotionless character. He's more of a person that just tries to you know build up, learn from mistakes, do this, do that, and just be like, okay, maybe I can trust this person more, and hopefully I can protect them with the defense of my power to hope that they don't get killed, even though some of them do. But yeah, it's a learning experience. But his it's a very gruesome story. So and I tried to explain it the best way I can in the moment and stuff like that too, because explaining a story isn't very easy from what I be telling people. You know, as an author, you want to explain the story the best way you can, but it's like cliffhangers, all this and all that is like a good necessity for, story writing and all that. And kind of as an author's perspective, it's like, okay, we can do this. Let's see if we can up the ante on it for a little bit. But a lot of people try not to up the ante on things. And yeah, it's going good so far. But in regards to you, like, what's the game plan for I mean this year we're already halfway in this year. But like what's the game plan for you going I would say forward into 2024 and 2025.
Yeah, so once I get my personal life situation squared away, I think that I want to finally set up a studio, where people can come in and I can really start to experiment with photography and special effects because, like, I do dabble in Photoshop and I know how to do quite a few things, but I would love the space and the ability to, um, fix the backdrops and the lights to my liking and experiment with things to try to figure out, um, I feel like a lot of popular cosplay photographers have like their own special effects style, and I would really like to figure out where I'm going with mine. Um,
Mhm,
so I want to be doing that. I also want to see if I can get into combining my AMV work with cosplay work.
mhm,
So hoping I can, so I love making music videos. Anime music videos are fun too, but if I can make an anime music video and a cosplay music video somehow, that would be really cool. And besides from that, I want to keep like networking, meeting new people, and like, I mean, essentially, what I want to do with my life is become a creative director,
mhm,
for somebody, a company, or something that I can get behind and support, really.
mhm,
And I would love to help out in like their social media, their marketing, stuff like that really fascinates me.
mhm,
Um, so that's kind of what I have in store. As for conventions, definitely Colossal Con East, definitely Otakon. Um, I would like to go to Kinetic Con as well. That one is pretty fun. I've missed it, I think, last year and the year before, but I would like to go back. one convention that I've gone to so many times is Anime Boston.
Mhm.
That one's pretty popular. I It's just that I have gone so many years since 2012, and I feel like they haven't really added too much. They used to have raves and they took them out. And the nightlife isn't as poppin' as it is. Um, so yeah, I would just um yeah, so basically Anime Boston doesn't really have like a rave or anything. They have like a bar across the street that anime convention goers can go to. But I went and I didn't really see anything too interesting. They had free waffle fries. I loved that. That was great. Bring that back. But in terms of like things to do, not much catering to the plus 21, nightlife people like me. Um, the panels are great, and the artist alley, the vendors is always some great stuff. It's a great way to lose your money real quick. But in terms of like finding stuff to do, it just feels like it's too packed sometimes to like get to the things that you want to do. Um, yeah, that's something that I hear from a lot of cosplayers is that it's very packed for Anime Boston. And I don't know, it's like I used to have fun going to like the game room and playing all the games, all the arcade stuff, but then you're stuck waiting in line for half an hour for a turn that's gonna take like less than 5 minutes. And I don't know, I think I'm just outgrowing that convention personally, and I'm kind of ready to go to other conventions out of state, probably down south, because um, I mean, I heard great things about Katsu and MegaCon, and like these are all things that I really want to go to someday.
Mhm. Huh. So you never been to Katsu at all?
No, I wish.
Oh.
I'm honestly probably next year I'm gonna go to Katsu.
Yeah. I'll definitely be down there because I'll be working the gym like I did this year, so I'll be there next year. But that's mildly surprising. I thought you'd at least been the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, Katsu is a good it's a good convention. Despite some things being like a little bit lenient, but it's good. I helped manage the game room. We had different varieties from we use PlayStations, and you know, and all that. So it was pretty fun thing and stuff like that. And then Katsu, they have like raves and stuff. So it's actually pretty. It's actually it was human, but it was fun though. But the raves and stuff like that, they have a lot of things that cater to 21 and up people and everything too. The only thing that has to be worked on is making sure that the younger crowd don't try to get there because it has been a fluke of that happening this year, and then I've been like, yeah, no, because when I had my staff thing, and then somebody was like, I was talking to somebody and I wasn't even paying attention. This one random girl out the blue was like, "Oh, like this is my best friend." I was like, "Who are you?" And make it worse, she was like 15. I know, no, like
Ooh.
yeah, no, no. So they was like, nope, you too young to get in there, and then they was like, good at you being Bob. I was like, you should have like a little thing here, but people that's like letting people in are mindful anyway. So I would say not to have a sign, but in the end, I would say have a sign for that anyway. But
Hmm.
like it was a lot of people trying to sneak in like the 18 plus pounds. I was like, nope, you ain't legal. So I mean it's 18 plus, but you get what I mean. But like
Yeah.
Katsu has a lot of different a lot of varieties too. Same with Otakon too. So I'm kind of like, grateful for that. But like Katsu, it was very lit this year. So I can't really have no complaints besides, you know, annoying dramas for some reason. But that's pretty much it. And some cosplayers that, are crazy that shouldn't have been there. So yeah, those type of instances happen, which I'll explain in a second after this is done. But
That's fair.
yes. So yeah, but Katsu is a very good con to go to and just like meet up with some people you haven't met up in a while and stuff like that, and just do this and do that. Because like I'm not planning on cosplaying Toby next year. I just need somebody to cosplay as Ren. So I'm not that's going good so far. So I don't know who to ask because I'm not type of dude to be like, hey, can you cosplay Ren for me? Like that's weird to me for some reason. It'll probably work out
There's
one.
definitely someone who will do it. You just gotta be like, yo, Ren cosplayer, where you at?
I'm a dude. It's just like we some of us don't ask these type of things. We be weirded out by it. But yeah, since we talking about cosplay, like any plans for any future or new cosplays to come about?
You know, now that you've mentioned it, I have a couple of dream cosplays that I want to do, but it's like you go back and forth between, am I gonna make the whole thing? Am I gonna buy some parts? Like the direction of it. I think I need to get a little, I need to get comfortable with sewing stuff to feel good. Because, like, when you go to Katsu, I feel like I saw the most amazing cosplayers there with their best cosplays. It was like the best of the best, I swear. And it was really fun going through like my Instagram feed and seeing everybody's like makeup on point and everything. I just want to get to that point. I do want to do an Evolution cosplay.
Mhm.
I want to do Umbreon, but also Espeon's very cute. I want to do like my own take on that. I know people have done it a million times, but I've only done it once if I do it. So that's what matters. I just want to have fun with it.
Yeah, wasn't that
And
the black one?
yeah, Umbreon is the black one with the yellow circle, and then Espeon is the purple one.
I feel like those are just so simple.
Well, they can be, but like people have their own take on it. So like they do like Umbreon and a mixture of a bunny cosplay, or they do like Espeon with like a fancy dress and like a beautiful staff. Like I've seen some amazing cosplays. So I don't know. I'm like trying to do something really creative. Um,
Mhm.
so hopefully I figure out what direction I want to go in. Um, there's honestly like so many possibilities into cosplay. Like I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the next one for me is obviously Toby from Naruto. So I kind of like doing a mix up of that. So it's gonna be unique. Try to you know do that for a change. So I believe it's gonna be a unique thing to do. But that's pretty much the only thing on my mind so far. But yeah, just usually just Toby pretty much. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, in regards to a lot of different stuff, I usually ask everybody this and all of that. So since you like going to photography and cosplay art, all this other stuff, what advice would you I would say I would say give a person or advice that you've gotten before that kind of helped you out shape who you are today, or what advice would you give a person?
Yeah, so I really like this question because I feel very passionate about cosplay. I'm personally not like, I'm not the most versatile cosplayer. I don't know much about sewing, but
Stop lying.
honestly,
You won
you
the
don't
best.
you don't need to know these things to feel like a good cosplayer. I think cosplay honestly just comes from the heart. You see a character on TV and you're just like, I like this person. I want to be this person. And then you put on the costume and you're like, holy shit, I am this person right now. And so you get to act like them and you feel the energy and you're just like, yeah, I get to be this person for a day and walk around in a con and then meet other people from my series and make jokes and talk to them about things that, people in your regular day-to-day life might not know. And it's really fun. I think cosplay is up to interpretation. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I know that there's a lot of like disagreement in terms of like, oh, your skin color needs to be this, or you need to be this nationality to cosplay this person. I think that's a load of BS. I
Mhm.
think you should be able to cosplay the person that you want to cosplay because it's not even about like looking exactly like a character. It's a 2D character, you know? You can be whoever you would like to be and just have fun with it is really what matters the most, you know? 'Cause there's nothing there's like one thing that I don't really like to do personally. I like to cosplay characters that I have like an attachment to, or I have good vibes with. Like I've cosplayed Ladybug from Miraculous Ladybug, and I really like to cosplay her because she stands up for the right things. She has like a good moral compass, always tries to help. She's clumsy. Like I relate as fuck to that, you know? I can really get behind that, and I really like the way she is now in the later seasons when shit gets real. She's she experiences like kind of like what looks like anxiety, and I can relate to that. And to still be able to persevere against those things and be strong and have like a good relationship with like her friends, and being able to say I'm vulnerable, I feel like the world is falling apart and it's my fault and this and that, and to still come on top and figure something out, it's like it's very inspirational. So yeah, I mean, you'll find those characters that you really feel for, and I just think it's like in your power to go ahead and dress up like them and have fun.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you basically just said what I was gonna say. So, but but yeah, I agree with that. And to add on to that, I think it's just best to, just fit in the best way you can. I mean, for me, I'm a firm believer of fitting in yourself, regardless of what people say, because I want people to have fun regardless of what others will be like. Oh, she's ugly, and he or she is ugly in this cosplay. And I'm a firm believer cosplay has no color. I think you can be black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and just cosplay this character and like have fun doing it. Because I had a bunch of people saying like they was gonna cosplay my character, and they was white Asian Ethiopia. I was like, hey, you can do whatever you want. That's fine with me. Like I'm not
Mhm.
gonna make a big deal about it. It's gonna be some people that do, but I don't make a big deal about it. And the same way when I get this anime and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like when I get my things anime, because like obviously I'm gonna slap myself in there because I have a right to do that. But um, it's like okay, like I don't think it matters based off of the color of the person's skin. They can pull off the character based off like emotion and stuff like that. They don't focus on, certain things, and that's fine with me. It's just like I want everybody to have opportunities and not just one specific color brand. Yeah, I got a lot of heat for saying that last time, but yeah, I don't care. But it's just like, I want people to be branched out, open, have fun, do what they need to do, and still, and like I live in a day and age where at this point, I really do not give a flying well, this podcast is uncensored. Like, yeah, I don't give a flying fuck anymore. So I have better things to do. I have people that I'm close with that I need to protect. Knew this was coming. So no, no, no. You knew this was coming. The moment I met you, I was like, oh, good Lord, she's gonna be weirded out. But if I say I'm protective of her, let me not say that to her. But yeah, I'm a very protective person, and yeah, it's just like this is why I wish that instant transmission from Dragon Ball existed, so I can just be like.
I feel that. I feel how many times have I done this and people don't understand what I'm talking about?
Like I just wish that existed so bad, so I don't have to worry. Like I don't have to
Or a
worry about
cloud
telling.
nimbus, please, to take me everywhere.
Yeah, like I don't have to worry about purchasing a plane ticket to go to certain cons. I can just send somebody energy and teleport there. Just be like, okay, you're right there, cool. And then like I can just use the Nimbus to just be like, okay, let's go, and just be like I could just travel for free and not just be caring about, paying a lot of money just to get stuff, even though you spend a lot of money at cons anyway. But it's just like I just wish those certain things would exist, but nope. Life hates me. So
If you were to get isekai in an anime, which anime would you choose?
don't get me started on this thing because I hate the whole isekai drama because the one that took the cake for me, the one dude that got killed, but he ended up getting turned into a freaking vending machine. That took the cake. That took the cake. Sorry, that took the cake for me at Isekai. I love the genre, but that took the cake because I don't want to be Isekai one day and be turned into um like if I'm turned into like a little chibi version of myself, then that's fine. Like I could be an overpowered chibi or something like that. But like something like a vending machine or a sword, I can't do it. Like I would lose my everlasting mind. But if I had to choose, I would probably pick Konosuba.
Oh yeah?
I would probably pick Konosuba because one, it was gonna be a lot of people that pissed me off in that damn world, and Aqua's one of them. But I would have to pick Konosuba because all the other ones, like, no, I would say, wait, Revenge of the Slime. I don't think that's a Isekai, right?
I thought it was, but
I don't.
then again, I'm not sure.
No, no. It is. It is. It is. It is.
Oh,
It
was
is.
it the time I got reincarnated as a slime?
That
That
is an
one?
isekai. Yeah, and Mashuko Tenkai, when the fat dude got killed and he reincarnated into another dude and stuff like that. I would be in that world as well and everything, despite a
Did
lot
you
about
watch
stuff.
did you watch No Game, No Life?
Yeah.
I thought that one was like very colorful, nicely illustrated. The brother sister thing, not my personal cup of tea, but besides that, I was like, oh, this is pretty entertaining.
I mean, the crazy part, I really never paid attention to that aspect of it. Okay, I get that they're closer to not related, not my cup of tea either, but it's just like, okay, like I want to focus on that action and stuff like that. Like that's what I
That
want to that's what I
exactly.
want to focus on. Like if I had to be in a world of if I had to be in the world of high school DxD for me to get an understanding of this whole Isekai thing, then sure, I would do that. But no, it's just like I can't do that. Like I don't care if you are not blood related, I can't do it. It's like
Agreed.
I gotta have a better understanding of certain things before I just be like, okay, I'm this overpowered being for no reason that got killed by a truck in my previous life. Like isekais um never made sense to me on a certain genre aspect, but it's just like, okay, I'm watching it. We're here now. But to be honest, I would hate to get isekai into a different anime. I would hate it tremendously.
I would like to think that if I were to get isekai'd, and if I was able to choose my worlds, I would hope that it's the Pokemon worlds.
Ooh.
It seems really chill and cute over there. I would love to have a Snorlax, you know?
That's funny. Imagine that happens. You get these guys in a totally different world.
That'd be great. I don't want to be a Pokemon. I would love to be like a Pokemon trainer and have Pokemon. That would be fun.
Most likely you're gonna end up a Pokemon, but it makes sense. I mean, if I be a Pokemon, I'd rather be like Lugia or something, like something
Ooh.
mystical, or
Darkrai. Darkrai is so pretty.
or like a Latios or Latias or something like that. Like I want to be something mystical, like not something that can get one shot in a hurry. So, but it's just like I can't do these kind of drama. It's just so many unnecessary. It's like it's like so many unnecessary isekais that came out last year. And I was just like, how did this get the green light? While I'm still waiting for one of my favorite mangas that I've been reading since the early 2000s has not got an anime yet. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, like can I at least get this anime before I die? Like I don't want to be dead and then I find out this thing gets anime. I'll be so mad. Like it just be like that. But at the end of the day, we're just avid anime lovers, and we just love what we like and we like what we can. So like, there's nothing wrong with that. I try to watch a lot of things when I can, and I rewatch a lot of things. So yeah, it happens. But yeah.
Yeah, and not too far from that, like the creator of Spy X Family, even though the anime is really popular, he actually doesn't feel much for his characters. He like would rather that his other work, get the green light to become an anime, but unfortunately, it's like not really what networks are looking for, but at least he's like making his way as a manga artist. I would just love to have what well, I would love to have more manga turned into anime, but like I hear that the whole anime situation in Japan is kind of not good. Like artists are being paid so little for their work,
Mhm.
and the whole process, the voiceover, the whole coordinating thing, it honestly, hats off to them for doing their best, but it is honestly very sad to hear that they're kind of not being rewarded for all the hard work that they do. Even when
Yeah,
an anime is successful, they don't really see the money come through.
yeah. I agree with that. I mean, the anime situation is like very complicated, but at the end of the day, it's not hard for a lot of these things to get animated. The only problem is how how it's going to be catered to an audience and stuff like that. Because it's a lot of mangas out here that should get animated. They're just way too violent for it. So
Don't.
it's like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with introducing people to not violence, but it's just if you can bring out a good story just by doing that, then that's fine. Like, and Jujutsu Kaisen is a prime example of like everybody's like, oh, this is a good anime. I was like, oh yeah, wait till next season. You're gonna completely change your mind. Like people don't understand, like, not everything is gonna be a happy ghost ship for a good moment. Like, yes, it's gonna be moments like that, but trust me, it's not gonna be like that for a
And
long
that's
period
what
of
makes
time.
an anime good, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. But at the end of the day, we just gotta keep keep being, fun and keep being avid anime lovers and keep hoping they release some stuff that we read out and everything. But yeah, um, yeah, that's pretty much all for me. So I just end it here. But yeah, appreciate everybody taking a look at episode 42 and thank you for okay, off topic. Do you go by Aurora or you go by Steph? Because I'm confused.
Oh, okay, so my lore. Basically, I am I use Aurora a lot for my gamer tag. I play a lot of Smash Bros, so
Mhm.
my gamer tag has been Aurora.
Mhm.
Um, and so actually, like in middle school, my alias was Aurora Black Rose. So it's kind of developed. And Steph has just been it. Steph is like part of my real name, so it's really easy to say. Some people have trouble saying Aurora, so I just say call me Steph. It's easier. Um, but it's really like whatever you guys feel like, as long as it's respectful. Because if it's not, I'll cry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that kind of that's a funny lore because I didn't think Aurora was that complicated, but I ain't gonna test myself out to the point where I messed it up. But yeah, as she said, she rather goes by that. You got the stuff that she's on IG and all that other stuff. Make sure you check her out, and yeah, be sure to check this episode out once uploaded. Stay tuned to episode 43, and we will be clocking out.